9 News Mornings at 6 a.m. starts right now.
It's just the spirit that she had is irreplaceable, irreplaceable, you know.
A teenager shot and killed at a party in Aurora is remembered at a vigil. My Pillow guy Mike Lindale prepares to take the stand in his defamation trial. His defense will hinge on what he believed to be true. But first, the work week ended with some spicy weather, but this weekend is looking a lot nicer. Our weather impact alert is over this morning, but not before a little excitement. So here's a few pictures that were sent to us. JP sent us a view of a funnel near Franktown yesterday. Rob W. also spotted that funnel cloud while he was driving home. That was near Founders Parkway in Castle Rock, just west of I-25. The storms eventually moved out east, and we got sunny skies to close out the day. A rainbow over I-25 in Denver. It looked beautiful afterwards. Now we're taking a live look outside over Fort Collins from Horsetooth Reservoir camera. This morning, it looks much better than what we were experiencing yesterday because yesterday was so cloudy. Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. I'm Brianna Fernandez. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's check on your weekend forecast with our weather impact meteorologist, Jaden Knowles. Hey, good morning, Jaden.
Well, good morning, Brianna. And yes, yesterday was crazy. First of all, let me say I was in the air while we were seeing these storms, and I do not like flights, and there was a lot of turbulence as we flew through these storms. So far, though, Lookout Mountain, it's a beautiful sunrise coming over the horizon so far. Here's our current temperatures. We're going to see the nice and warm temperatures as we head into the afternoon hours. So far, the low 50s, 51 here right outside in our backyard. And live radar is not showing too much. You can see where the storms are currently that pushed through the state yesterday. There's a tornado warning currently near Oklahoma and also the border for Arkansas. Once again, that's the storms that we saw yesterday. So we already know how severe those storms are. Fort Morgan, you can see that dense fog as you're getting up and getting ready to head out the door this morning. So give yourself some extra time. It's starting to clear up just a little bit as well as towards Grand Lake. But so far here in the metro, we are nice and dry and also clear. So far, though, the foothills, you can see some gusty winds. There was a gust at Dakota Hill about 50 miles per hour. So, yeah, it's pretty windy over there in the foothills, but it should calm down here in the next couple of minutes. So far today, we are expecting the nice and warm temperatures. Of course, I have more details about that in my full forecast.
Jaden, thank you so much. A community in Aurora is mourning the death of a 15-year-old girl. She was shot and killed last weekend. The people who knew and loved her held a vigil in her memory last night. 9 News reporter Colton Chavez heard from the family.
Through all of life's storms.
Because look, the sun's going away, so I think it's going to start raining again.
15-year-old Katana Jordin Smith was always a light.
They're actually not wet. That's our baby shining.
Her family called her Jordan.
It's just the spirit that she had is irreplaceable, irreplaceable, you know.
Jordan's father, Kevin, has an irreplaceable spot in his heart for her.
I didn't have no control over that. I didn't know I was going to let my baby was going to get killed.
Jordan's mother, Cynthia Coleman, says she knew her daughter was at a party off East Hoffman Boulevard last Sunday night. Aurora police say a fight broke out and a 14-year-old boy from Colorado Springs started shooting.
She starts running. As she's running, I'm hearing her say, "Get down, guys, get down." And she says, "Get down," one last time, and then they shoot her.
Jordan died shortly after being taken to the hospital. 2 others were hurt.
Whether he was 14, 25, or 35, it doesn't matter. He still took somebody's life.
A life her family came together to celebrate during a vigil at Nome Park.
This is Jordan. This is her. That's how cheesy she was.
At home, dancing, singing.
To know Jordan was to love Jordan, seriously, because Jordan really loved everybody.
A love that brought with it a never-ending light.
I have to keep a smile on my face because that's what my daughter will want.
Whose name will never be forgotten.
1, 2, 3. Katana Jordin Smith.
Yes, baby. Yep.
Jordan's mother says she plans to work with other mothers and groups to fight against gun violence. Aurora police say a 14-year-old boy was arrested. They believe he was a shooter, but they are still investigating to see if more people were carrying weapons that night. Now, in a story we first broke to you yesterday morning, an incident that left 3 people dead in Adams County is now under investigation. Deputies say a man killed his in-laws, then told officers to shoot him. Video shows what happened, but we do want to warn you it may be very hard to watch, so we're going to freeze the video as shots are fired. It happened just after 5 Friday morning near Pecos Street and Lofton Court. Investigators say the man drove into his in-laws' garage, went inside their home, and then killed them. Afterwards, they say he called 911 to confess and waited outside for deputies. Ring doorbell camera shows officers firing non-lethal rounds before the man got back up with a knife and they fired their guns. The couple killed a husband and a wife, were both 79 years old. Their neighbors say that they were quiet and very kind.
He did not deserve anything like that. He won't hurt a fly. I don't know he ever had a hard disagreement with anybody.
Deputies say they recovered a knife and a gun at the scene. An independent team will investigate how deputies handled the situation. The man accused of attacking peaceful demonstrators in Boulder now faces a federal hate charge crime. Muhammad Solomon learned of that charge yesterday during a hearing in federal court. He's accused of throwing lighted Molotov cocktails at people marching to raise awareness of Israeli hostages being held in Gaza, hurting 15 people. Yesterday, Solomon, speaking through an interpreter, said only yes and I understand in court as a judge went over his rights. Boulder District Attorney earlier this week filed 62 separate criminal charges against him, including accusations of attempted first-degree murder for 14 of the victims. He is due back in federal court June 18th, and now for his state charges, his next court date will be in Boulder, July 15th. Members of the Jewish community have frequently said that they are not surprised by an attack like the one that happened in Boulder, but now they worry about how to protect themselves going forward. In Colorado, nonprofit Jewish organizations use a service called SCN, or Security Community Network. It offers free security as well as training for active threats, but maybe more than anything, it provides security intelligence. The service collects information, monitoring posts online that could be threatening for the Jewish community. Then it lets law enforcement know.
Every day we're talking to individual facilities either about suspicious incidents they've had, matters of concern, or maybe a disgruntled former employee or anything of that nature, a threatening email they've received, voicemail, graffiti, vandalism, anything of that nature. That's usually on a daily basis.
We should note that for-profit Jewish businesses in town don't have this same luxury. A good example of SCN's work, a few months ago, they advised the Denver Run for Their Lives chapter to start doing their walks with armed guards, which that chapter has been doing for the last few weeks. They are now working with the Boulder chapter as well. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is back in the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the man from Maryland, who the Trump administration admitted to mistakenly deporting to El Salvador, was brought back to face federal criminal charges.
Our government presented El Salvador with an arrest warrant, and they agreed to return him to our country. We're grateful to President Bukele for agreeing to return him to our country to face these very serious charges. This is what American justice looks like.
The federal charges stem from a traffic stop back in 2022. The charges claim that Abrego Garcia conspired to bring people into the U.S. illegally from Guatemala, El Salvador, and other countries. The indictment also states that he was an MS-13 gang member, but Abrego Garcia has never been charged with being in the gang and has denied being a gang member as well. New this morning, China has agreed to resume selling the U.S. rare earth minerals. That's what President Donald Trump told reporters on Friday. The president spoke to the Chinese leader on the phone for 90 minutes Thursday. That came after Trump accused China of walking back an agreement he made in Geneva last month on the metals. Trump wasn't exactly clear on what the agreed was upon, only saying the leader straightened out some points. When a reporter asked him directly yesterday if the Chinese leader agreed to restart the flow of rare earth metals, Trump answered, yes, he did. But a Chinese summary of the phone call makes no mention of rare earth metals. Before the conversation, the White House promised a readout of it would be released shortly afterwards. That has yet to happen.